What's something you'll get a lot of hate for if you say it out loud?
The Kingdom of Eswatini is honestly one of the best countries in Africa, and us changing into a democratic republic would be the worst thing we could possibly do to ourselves. The recent protests in Eswatini and the global media representation of it would have you believe that the Kingdom of Eswatini is a horrible third world country, that we are ruled by an insane dictator, that our government is utterly useless, that we the citizens are heavily oppressed. But it's actually the opposite. See, if you actually do the research, you get to find out that Eswatini is actually doing great, especially in comparison to other African countries. I would go as far as saying Eswatini could even be the poster child for peace and stability in Africa. My beautiful Swati people, please be open-minded and allow me to give you evidence for my claims. Out of the 54 African countries, did you know Eswatini is actually number 9 when it comes to GDP per capita? Meaning, the average of what individuals usually make in our kingdom is better than 45 other African countries. Pause to read the receipt. Did you know Eswatini's GDP grows by 2% almost every year? As you can see, the only disturbance was the pandemic, and we are still projected to go back to our 2% yearly growth soon. Can I also take this moment to congratulate the Eswatini government and His Majesty King Mswati III on how the pandemic was handled, because a negative 3.5% GDP growth isn't quite bad. Especially considering South Africa is like at negative 8%, the Seychelles is at negative 13%, and Libya is at negative 66%. Side note, remember when mainstream media made you believe Gaddafi was a horrible dictator and then they killed him, and then Libya went from being one of the richest powerful African countries to having a negative 66 GDP growth in 2020? Oh, that reminds me, did you know out of the 54 African countries, Eswatini is actually number 16 when it comes to best infrastructure? Yes, the Kingdom of Eswatini has better infrastructure than 38 other African countries. Did you know Eswatini is number 9 when it comes to economic freedom ratings? Economic freedom ratings are a scale that basically gauge how much the government imposes itself on people's right to make money. Did you know Eswatini is number 7 in the Property Rights Index? This scale is used to see how much a government protects its citizens' rights to ownership of things such as land. Did you know the Kingdom of Eswatini is number 14 in the Human Development Index? UNDP quantifies development by looking at things such as education, life expectancy, and healthcare. So yes, the Kingdom of Eswatini has a Human Development Index better than 40 other African countries. Did you know Eswatini is the first country in the world to achieve the global